natural series. Like, people want to see cute ass
Well, good morning, scholars. How's everyone?
Good.
Yeah, I see good morning. I see I had difficulty getting in myself. I had to try 3 times, but I made it. So I trust you had a very productive weekend. Okay, this is what we're going to do today. And I'm going to talk and also type on the chat your agenda. Okay, first thing is we for Unit 2, we've done Unit 2. When you did Unit 2, you learned the types of sentences. You've already learned that a sentence has a subject and a predicate or a subject and a verb, and it makes a complete thought. You went over dangling and misplaced modifiers. You went over fragments and run on sentences and the ways that you can correct that. So what you're going to do today, and I'm going to type, I'm going to put, well, good morning, of course. Hello, scholars. Your agenda. You're going to complete, first of all, uh, how unscrambling sentences. You're going to have an exercise. I think it has 12 sentences or something. You're going to have an exercise where you're going to have to rearrange the words and make a sentence because you know the sentence starts with a capital letter. You know a sentence ends with some type of punctuation, a period, exclamation mark, or question mark. And you know that it has to have a subject, which is a noun and pronoun, and it has to have a verb, which is the action or state of being. You should know that now. So this should not be a difficult task for you to do because we've already covered this. So you're going to do the first activity by yourself, and then it will be followed by the second one, which is going to be the same thing that you're going to do with your partner. Each of them are 15 minutes only. So the first one will be individual, and then I will put your second one will be as a team. So that's the first half hour. But let me go and share my screen so you can see that, because the first one will appear at exactly 11:15. But let me do that first so I won't have any questions about I can't see this. I don't know where this is, Dr. Wilson. This is the 5th week of school, guys. And we've been doing certain things every week. So I'm getting to the place where I should not have to demonstrate every week where to go to find everything, okay? Okay. Okay, guys, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, I just want to be sure because I won't know if you can see it unless you tell me. Okay, let me look at the syllabus because I don't think you really need to study. So we're getting close to the middle of the semester. Close, close, close. This is week 5. So week 5, we're going to be on chapter 6, which is support in paragraphs. You've already done unit 2 because remember you were ahead. So I'm substituting unit 2 for unit 3 of this week because you've already done unit 2. So don't get it twisted. If you notice for your assignments, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos, 5. You got to put them all on one page now. And that's 50 points, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. One document. You know how to do that. So that's your assignment. Again, it's going to be unit 3, not unit 2, because you've already done it. Okay, so now I'm going to go to assignments to show you that I've already done that and put it there for you. See, week 5 videos right here for you. It's already done. Again, everything is due by Saturday, 6 o'clock, on or before Saturday, 6 o'clock. So let me go to your assignments. Your assignments are going to be in quizzes and exams. So I'm going to go to quizzes and exams. And you will see here that here are your 2 shared pairs. The first one is unscrambling sentences, but it's the same skill. It's going to appear at 11:15. This is by yourself, putting the sentences in order. You look for the one that has the capital letter because you know every sentence begins with a capital letter. And then and then you put in, these are short, they're not real long, so you should be able to figure it out. The second one is the shared pair where you will get the same grade, but I expect you in the breakout rooms to talk about the answers. Make sure that you and your partner get the answer correct. It's going to show up at 11:35. And again, you're going to have 15 minutes because this is something we've been practicing, and I'm not going to give you a lot of time. You will not have time just to use your brain power. It's easy peasy. While I am on it, you will see that I have your homework already here. Okay, so this is working with verbs. This is the quick check, chapter 6. Now, this is the unit here, working with verbs, quick checks, selecting the correct verbs. This is chapter 6, supporting and identifying all of your homework. If you notice there's no time yet, they're going to show up at 1 o'clock today. So at 1 o'clock at the end of the class, they'll show up. And you are going to take a review quiz at the end of class, identifying subjects and verbs. So that's why I'm getting you ready with that. Okay?
Excuse me.
Yes.
So everything that's right there is just like the homework during the week, right? Basically. Besides
Yes,
the
it is.
stuff we do in
The,
class.
the English Connect. I didn't go over that yet.
No, I'm saying the
But
stuff
yeah.
right now that you're showing us.
Yeah, all of this will be homework.
Okay.
Except you're gonna do this right here. You're gonna do in class. That's why it's hit.
Oh, okay. The last one.
This one is your quiz you're taking today.
Okay. And the
This
other
one
is
you're gonna
not.
take first. This one you're gonna take first, right? Unscrambling
Uh-huh.
sentences, and then this is your shared pair. You see it says shared
Yeah.
pair.
Mhm.
You're gonna take that second. That's gonna pop up at 11:35.
Okay. Yep.
And this one by yourself is gonna pop up at 11:15, but they're both the same skills.
Right.
They're both rearranging the words to make a simple sentence, okay? It's not hard.
Then we got I know I got that part. I was talking about the other stuff.
Oh yeah, this other stuff, the rest of your homework. That's
And the
why it's not
last one
showing
you said
up.
was a quiz, right?
You're gonna
Yep.
have a quiz
Okay.
today. You know, I
What
gotta
about-
test you.
What
I gotta
about
test
selecting the
you.
correct verbs?
Huh?
Selecting the correct verbs. Are we also doing that?
All of that is gonna be homework, baby. Okay, this one is, okay, this is homework, this is homework, this is homework, okay?
Mhm.
Chapter 6, because we're on chapter 6. So this is from chapter 6 and unit 3. Remember I said you're gonna do unit 3?
Mhm.
Okay, so this is from unit 3. So that's why it's gotta be homework. Okay, so let me go back so you all can relax. And you can go to your quizzes and exams and you can wait for it to show up. But I have confidence that you can do it because these are really many quizzes and you've already worked on it. And I've already given you the intro. You're just gonna make a sentence. Starts with the capital, ends with the punctuation. You got this. So I will change you into groups at about 11:33 or so. But the first one, 11:33 or so, I'll change you into 2 groups and then you can do your shared pair together. Okay? So right now, just relax and go to quizzes and exams and be ready when it shows up. I'm going to mute myself so you won't hear me. I'm not talking, but I will be able to hear you. And I hopefully you don't need to ask me any questions, but I will still be here and while you all take your little assessments, okay? So I take it you guys finished that first little assignment and everybody knocked it out the park, right?
Yep.
Okay, that was
No.
easy. Come on now. I know that you know
I
how
don't know
to.
how I messed up.
I don't
Like I
either
did so
because
good.
it was too easy. I told you to look for the word with the capital letter. You know, every sentence starts with a
Right.
capital letter and end
I
full
did
end
that.
with. I don't got. Well, I don't know why you didn't get an A, but anyway, I'm getting ready to put you in your groups for the second one. So this time, whoever your
Okay.
partner is, you talk to your partner. I will not be coming in to check because I want you to do well. I mean, I'm trying to give you the easiest assignments that I can. They're short. If you notice, I don't give you a lot of questions, but I need you to stay on top of your game.
I mean, I don't have a problem doing the work, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I don't know why I'm messing up, then I want to be honest and say that. You know, if you're the
Okay.
professor, I should be able to tell you that because I don't know
You
what I did
should. You
wrong.
should. You
I do
should.
my
That's
work.
okay. I'm ready to break you in the group so you'll be ready for the second one and talk to your partner. Again, remember, beginning of the sentence, end of the sentence, it's got to make a complete thought. That's what it has to sound like. It's a complete thought, like you have been practicing with your homework.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Hanging in there.
Did you do good on the test?
Like 70, maybe 66.
I didn't do good, and I'm like confused,
I think
but
it's
whatever.
I think it's real picky on like what you put in. Like how you
Yeah,
said, I know some of them I'm like, okay, this kind of doesn't make sense because
because there's different ways you can make a word. Like, there's 3 different ways you can make that into a word. So, and one of them, like, she said capital letters and stuff, but one of them, like, you automatically had to put a capital letter because it's his name, so it doesn't necessarily have to be in the first part, you know?
yeah. But I was looking at no one else had like a first name or a capital letter, so I just threw that up there and had to work with it.
Yeah. Okay. It's not in there yet, so
Right.
I guess we wait. Okay. You ready to start?
Yeah. Just started it.
Okay.
Hot coffee.
So it's the same thing. We have to unscramble these. Okay. So the first one is bring it here. That's what I think.
Yeah. Uh, do you see it?
Yeah. And then don't forget to add the question mark because
Yeah.
it's gonna be like you got that wrong. He
He.
enjoys eating ravioli.
They will recharge their batteries.
So, scientists already have researched the situation. No. NASA is under pressure to succeed.
1 second. I'm still. One more time.
NASA is under pressure to succeed.
Did they hear anything about it?
Yeah.
It is time to talk about the weather.
It is time to talk about the weather.
Yeah.
Okay.
The humidity is slowly increasing.
Yeah. You put a period after everything, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I got so many of them wrong last time.
That could be it. You know, put them like that.
Let me try a period. Hold on a sec.
Is it we red? Most Medulla Barnes stories. We have read.
We have read most of. Yeah.
You
Will not understand all of it. Call me when you hear. I know the first one's call.
call me when you hear the announcement radio announcement.
Yeah.
You put period on each one, right?
Yeah, I put a period. To fix this one.
I got 91.7 out of 100.
That's good. Same.
So we probably had one wrong somewhere.
What are you going to school for?
Nursing. You?
Oh, me too.
Now, are you just going to try being RN or what?
Yeah, I want to work in labor and delivery or like psych. I was thinking. I'm thinking labor and delivery, honestly, or like rotating.
Yeah.
So like I get to do all of it.
I was actually thinking about
How about
doing
you?
traveling nursing at the very end. But you have to be like an RN for a specific field for like 2 to 4 years prior. So I might go into the emergency field. Like firsthand.
Wow, emergency room is hard.
I got a good friend of
So
mine
is
who's
Down there.
no, I'm doing my homework. Sorry.
again.
I like labor and delivery because I love babies. So I think I'll be very happy to see like children and stuff. Or I want to work at the Children's Hospital in Detroit, if you know where that is.
Yeah. I got a good friend of mine
Yeah.
who's a custodian at U of M Hospital. And he has told
Oh,
me a
okay.
couple horror stories.
I know.
But he was like, if you could handle like emergency care, he was like, the only thing he can't handle is the children's wing for like cancer, because they like to walk around a lot.
Aww.
So it's like it's on him to like kind of guide them like back to their room, but it's like kind of messed up because like
So
they're all
sad.
bald and like because he's a custodian, he
Yeah.
has to clean up. One like child, um, couldn't hold herself in and kind of let go in the middle of the hallway, and she had a whole like streak going from her room all the way out to the elevators, and it stained the floor for like a month. They had to completely rip up the tile.
Aww.
I'm like, that's kind of messed up.
I
It
could
was
work
like,
in I think I could do it because I love children and stuff. So like I feel like I'd be helping them,
he was telling me the
even though
greatest
it
thing
is
is to.
really heartbreaking though.
It was like the only
I
thing that
know.
he has to like. He gets the chance to see a psychologist all free, like, or his health insurance like covers all of it because of his work. And he was like, you really gotta step your personality outside your body. You can't get attached to these people because it will put you down. And I'm like, that's messed up. It was like, you got to. Otherwise, you're just going to be like depressed every single day seeing all these like really sick kids.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to learn to do that.
Okay, you almost done. You be aware of your time now.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to give the other group. They said they're almost there, and then I'll bring you back together. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I hope you all did well. Did you knock it out the park?
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Good, good, good. Let me give group one an opportunity to finish. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what he was telling me. It was like that's like the hardest part is like realizing and stepping back and be like, these, you know, these are sick kids. There's nothing you can do.
I know working in labor and delivery, like if they lose a baby, I'll feel so bad.
I guess they have like
Like,
baby body bags.
oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so heartbreaking. Like I worked at a hospital. I've been working at a hospital since like March 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So even seeing patients, like going in the ICU, like delivering to people made me like sad.
Yeah.
Especially seeing young people there.
What, young people with children?
Well, I'm glad to hear that everybody did well, and that's what I'm talking about. Uh, that's exciting to me that you're able to get those A's and B's, which I knew you could do anyway. Okay, what I want to do is we want to finish up the new topic, but let me make sure that I go over everything. One thing that I did notice when I went back in, because I was going in this weekend to grade your videos and that kind of a thing, I noticed that a lot of you did not do the application. You got 0.0s on there because you didn't even start. And so I went in to look, like I said, this is a brand new book that they're going to be using. And this is the first time that it's only two of us teaching 114 are using it. So when I went back in and I looked at it exactly what it was supposed to be, I saw when you got to chapter 3 or 4 that there were a lot of other assignments under application. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to delete that because if you didn't start and it was assigned, then your grade showed up as 0.0 on the record. And then the one person that did do it, the grade was way under 50%. So I'm going to see about deleting that from your record. I got to figure that out. So don't hold me to it. But I am going to try to work that one out because evidently you didn't understand. And like I said, it's new. I went in and I looked and I said, I couldn't understand why nobody had done it, but I'm just seeing these 0.0s. And if I don't do something in your grade record, that is going to impact your total grades because I'm going strictly by points. So I figure if everybody got a 0.0, something was awry on that. So I'm going to work that part out. But I am going to tell you what I did going forth. So let me show you what that homework is before we get into our next topic. Now, I want to encourage you, don't think just because you do one chapter or two chapters and you pass a little exercise that I give you for homework that I'm through with it. Because I'm going to come back and I'm going to test you on it again. Because what you have to do is get these skills firmly, these rules of English firmly ingrained in your mind because you're going to be using English skills for every class you take. So I'm like this Wednesday coming up, we've already talked about subjects and predicates and run-ons and comma splices. So since I've already covered that, you're going to have your in-class test on run-ons and fragments this Wednesday. I'm telling you that now so you can review. You already have assignments that I've given on that. So I've already practiced with you. But it is so important that you learn how to identify that so you won't write them. I'm going to test you again on Wednesday. Then I may move on. So if you think, okay, I finished that chapter, I got a few good grades, I don't have to worry about it, don't do that. Because I'm going to continuously assess you on it. I may not give you a midterm. I haven't thought about that yet. I'll see, because I think it's enough quizzes that I give that I don't really need to give a midterm, because you quiz every week. So I don't see the point in putting that pressure on you. So let me go and show you what the homework is, because I changed it a little bit, and I'll show you what I did on my screen. Hold on a second. Okay, can you guys see my screen now? You can see my page?
Yep.
Okay. So let me go to English Connect. And if I speak too fast, you need to write so you can remember. If you don't know how to go and look. Okay, here's what you're gonna do. English Connect, the first one this week, you on writing a paragraph. You see it says on my screen, you may not see it, but it says this will be available at 1 o'clock, because that's when this class ends. So you have any time that you're gonna work it out between now and Saturday. So write a paragraph. That's the first thing you're gonna do, all those little modules underneath that. Next, we're going to go down to vocabulary practice. Oh, wait a minute. Next, this week you have a story. Let me go to reading and writing practice. And this time, the last one you did was a hairstyle with lasting appeal. This one you're doing is cultural miscommunications. Now, I don't check this. You have to read it. But if you see, I already put what I want you to do, the quiz. I'm only asking you to do the comprehension quiz. Does everybody see that? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Hello? Okay, now, because don't come say, well, Dr. Wilson, I didn't know what to do and I didn't do it. I am taking my time to show you now. So do the reading assignment, and I only assigned the comprehension check. I did not assign the writing assignment. So we're going to do that. And the story, I guess you can click and read the story. So, because I noticed on the grading, it has a reading assignment too, and that didn't make sense to me, because you had to read the assignment before you can do the comprehension check. I'm just assigning the comprehension check. That's easy peasy. So that's reading and writing practice. Go to your vocabulary, because it is very important that you build your vocabulary. And if you see already, I have added chapter 6 vocabulary. And again, it's due by Saturday at 6 o'clock. I've already taken care of that. So do the vocabulary, chapter 6, because that's what we're doing this week. Then I'm going back. And what I did, because I think this is when I went in here and I saw all this different stuff that I wasn't aware of. So this is what I did for chapter 6. I did not check this one. What I did check is comprehension test, which hasn't shown up yet, but I changed that already. So I'm doing chapter 6. I guess you have to do each one of these. and I wasn't sure about it. So I said, okay, I'm not going to have them get 0.0. So I assigned the comprehension test for chapter 6. Everybody got that? And I know I changed the time. I'm doing it now in front of you. So you see, you have all of these multiple choice. Comprehension check. I did change it on here already. It just hasn't shown up. But see, I did change it, and it's due by Saturday. This is 5 because this system is in Central Standard Time. So I did save that. So that's the comprehension check right here. You got to hit chapter 6, and that's the only one that I've assigned. I didn't assign the rest of these because I couldn't see it on my end. I have to go in and want to see exactly what it is. Okay, so that's the comprehension check. And then we went all the way down, and you notice you've already done unit 1 and you've already done unit 2, and you're going to be doing unit 3. I'm just going to be a week ahead because we're going to knock this out. This will show up again at 1 o'clock. Working with verbs is what unit 3 is all about. So that's already ready. So that is your homework. And again, I already told you that your videos are there and so forth. Okay. Yes, Miss Clark.
Okay, so did you because I had seen it said something about you graded. Did you grade the stuff from last week already, or that's still like pending? Like the homework we had first.
No, I didn't grade it.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, I know I'm just getting frustrated because I know I'm not just stupid. I do my work. And I don't understand like why some of this stuff I'm not understanding right. Like it's starting to really frustrate me. I don't mean to irritate you, but I do pay attention to stuff. Like I don't
Yeah, that
understand.
happens to me too.
Okay, so now I guess I want to ask you, what frustrates you? What are you talking about when you're doing the assignments?
Yes, because like the ones, the assignments that's not like multiple choice, but the ones, I don't know why my thing is acting. Let me turn this down. While like some of them where you like ask for like, it'll be like, you be like, put a, like earlier, how you said, put a capital or exclamation point. I guess I got confused and put like, like certain different punctuations and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I guess like, I just need stuff to be a little more specific for me. Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I don't understand it.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I think I do changes that might not need to be done, but the way it might look a certain way. Like, it might look like somebody is saying it in an excited, surprised way, but I really didn't need to change it.
Oh.
I noticed that too.
Well, see, the thing that you guys have, the things that you need to do is when you read the chapter, you may have to read it more. They give you examples in the book, and I need you to look at those examples. They show you how to do it in the book. So normally when I'm going over the chapter with you, I don't go over those examples because I'm assuming, maybe I've been assuming incorrectly, that you have to read. That's why they put the examples and stuff in those boxes. So they'll tell you the rules, and then they'll give you an example within the chapter so you can see what it looks like and how you can identify it. Because some of that part you got to take the onus on. And for the quick checks, I'm just doing the quick checks right from the book. The ones that I decide, if you look at the quick checks, I'm just retyping those so that you'll get a grade. I want you to get a grade on doing your homework. And boy, that is a tedious and a long process of retyping that stuff, I'm telling you. But I do that because I said, well, they have their books. You read the chapter and you can do the answers in your book first. Look at the examples, and all you got to do is put your answers on Blackboard. It's the same thing that's in your book. So I'm not changing it. I'm just really just typing it from the book and putting it in Blackboard, but I'm putting the answers there because I'm assuming that you have read the chapter, looked at the examples before you do the quick check. Don't try to do it without doing it in the book first, because you will be confused. That's why I said, hey, do it in your book, read the chapter a couple times, look at those examples, and then do the quick checks. And all you have to do is put those 8 answers on Blackboard.
Okay, well, I appreciate you explaining it because I really don't want to fail. I'm really trying so hard. I could probably just review. I might just have to, review it a few times and take more notes. I'm not trying to be a pest. I really just want to pass. So that's why I'm just asking.
You are not a pest. That's what you do. Who is this? Nadia speaking?
This
I'm
is
trying to catch.
Natia. Yeah.
Natia, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm messing up your name. Well, I still like that. Natia, you're not a pest. I appreciate you asking when I know that students are trying. That's why I'm trying to put these little easy assignments in along the way. Now, if you notice, you have 38 videos, I believe. So actually, I have included by you doing the videos, 380 points. That's like 3 assignments. Then I know everybody ought to be able to get an A on. So that's built into your grade. So that's 3 whole assignments. That would be like 3 A's and a B. So I might have to add one more video to make it 400 points. So that means that's 400 points or 4 A's that you could receive just by doing those videos.
Oh, okay. One more thing, Dr. You can grade everything from last week, right?
No, I haven't graded to YouTube. I'm getting around to it. So I'm just going to go in and look.
Okay.
And I'll get caught on that for you so you can see it. And I also know that I owe you 90% on that first assignment because for some reason when I went in to add it, I couldn't find you. I don't know why. But I do know
You said that was missing too.
you're missing that 90 on the introductory assignment because I couldn't find it. I don't know why I didn't, but I did look as soon as I told you.
Yeah,
but
because it did tell me that. I had tried to write you in because it kept, sometimes it'll say like missing stuff. It said that, and I had tried to reach out and tell you because I'm like, she did
I got it.
Give me credit for it.
I sure am. Not sure that I did say it, and I am. So let me do this because what I want you to do now, okay, if necessary, we can monitor and adjust. And we could talk about what's on this quiz coming up. But let me show you what's the next thing we got to learn how to do. And you got to take some notes on that because I want to give you time to really get relaxed and review again. I'm going to talk about subjects and verbs again, but that's what the quiz is from the book. Let me see here. I got to remove all this old stuff that we went over last week. And I know it's a lot because this is 12 weeks and I still got to get 15 weeks worth of work in there because they just say we still have to cover the curriculum. So I'm willing to work with you guys on it because like I say, I know the content because I've been teaching a long time, but I don't know this book because this book is brand new. So I got to figure it out too. First thing I want to talk about for sure, because I want to be finished by 12. I want to be finished by 12:20 or so to give you time to relax, take a break. And then I'm going to have that last quiz show up that you're going to be doing individually. And that will be it for today. I want to go over the structure of the paragraph because we're going to, right after next week, you're going to be practicing writing paragraphs and we got to get that done. We have to do that. Okay. Let me get these paragraphs, not the test. We're going to be talking about paragraphs. Let me see if this is the right one I have here. And you're going to be practicing all of the different modes of paragraph that we talked about, like compare and contrast, etc., cause and effect. Let me see. No, this is not the one I want. Got to remove that. Got to be the right thing. Okay. Organizational patterns. I think that's what I want. Organizational patterns for you guys. Structure of a paragraph structure. Okay. Okay. Somewhere along the way, I'm just going to have you write down the patterns and we're going to talk about it. But let me go to narration first, because that's the first type that you're going to practice. Okay. So for you, you just put organizational patterns and just list the ones, okay, what they are. And I will either send this to you or send you another one via your email so you can print it out. Okay, so patterns of organization, also called modes of development. So you need to write patterns of organization. I'm just going to list the ones that we're going to be studying. You're going to list the ones that you're going to be studying. It says patterns of organization show relationship between major and minor supporting details in paragraphs, essays, chapter, etc. It's a way of organizing the information that you are presenting. And you already know we talked about the way you organize it in an organizational pattern, and you use transition words like first, second, third, and another reason, as a result, consequently, all of those transitional words that's been in the green box, okay? And then you already know that paragraph has a topic, sentence, supporting details, and a concluding sentence. So we're going to stick to that structure because that's what you're going to be using to write your paragraphs, and you're going to have to practice that. So the organizational patterns typically that you will see, and you could just put the first one. And I'm going to send this to you, but I just want you to know when you get it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So you have the organizational pattern of cause and effect. You probably already seen that and probably really familiar with it if you had history in high school or anything like that. Cause and effect. One thing happened, and as a result of that one thing happening, you had a specific reaction. So I'm going to send this to you. So cause and effect, and these are some typical signal words, and they give you sample topic sentence. So the next one, the next organizational pattern that you may run into in your coursework is called division or categorization, but typically you'll see the word classification, division and classification. And that's easy. That means you have a broad general topic and you have specific items underneath. So you classify like I gave you an example of the fruits, cherries, apples, oranges, etc. Those are all fruits. If I talk about GMC Terrains and Buick Regals and LaCrosse and Ford Edge, of course, those are all types of automobiles. And then it shows again the typical signal words that will let you know a classification pattern. And they give you example. And then the other pattern that we talked about is listing order, also called brainstorming. And that means you just list a whole number of ideas, not necessarily in any order, because there's an order of importance pattern as well. But you just list and talk about certain ideas that you want in this particular paragraph. Again, here they list some of the signal words and give you some sample topic sentence. That's why I like this one, this handout, because it's more thorough than some of the others. And I try to give you additional information because sometimes I'm looking at this book just like you. And I said, oh, sometimes I think it doesn't give enough examples. So I'm trying to give you additional handouts. I'll either put it on content or I'm going to send it to you. So since sometimes people have been having difficulty getting it from content, I'm going to send it's only 4, so it's no big deal for me to send it to you via your Wayne County email, but it is there so I can provide additional information in case you cannot understand it all in your textbook. That's why it's there. It's not there just for the heck of being there, because I don't need to do all the extra work. I'm just trying to reinforce these skills in this textbook so that you'll get it. So this one, chronological or sequential order, I told you it could be used the word sequential, just means that things come in order by time, particularly when you're writing a narrative, and that's going to be your first paragraph. You're going to practice as a narrative paragraph, writing a story. So that's first, second, third, this date, 2020, and then something happened in 2021, etc. So that's date, next, all that. So chronological is the same thing as time, order the same thing as sequence, which is right there. Those are the words used interchangeably. So we got to talk about that. You're also going to practice process. That's like something that, like, for example, if I say explain the writing process, you know it's a series of 5 steps. You know that you got to do your pre-writing first, your brainstorming, getting your ideas down. You know that the second step is drafting. You may have a first draft, second, third, or fourth draft, how many it takes. And then you're going to revise at the third step. You know, that's clean it up and eliminate those ideas that are not clear. Then you're going to go back and you're going to do the proofreading. You know, that means you're going to look at the substance, you're going to look at the grammar, you're going to look at the word choice and the spelling and the punctuation, et cetera, et cetera. And then the fifth one is when you're going to submit it to your instructor or your editor, et cetera. And in some cases, I teach students sometimes literature combines the revising and the proofreading into one step, and it'll be 5 stages it'll be 4 stages instead of 5, and they call that editing. So a process is you're going to describe a series of steps, stages, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, we talked about comparison and contrast. You've heard that before, comparing things that are alike, what they have in common. And contrast means things that are different, right here, things that are alike, things that are different. And they give you the signal words that will identify that. So I like this pretty good handout here on that. Pretty thorough. And then another organizational pattern or mode of development or rhetorical device, those 3 are interchangeably, is the order of importance. And you write order of importance. And again, that can be done 2 ways, from the least important to the most important, or from the most important to the least important, however you want to arrange that paragraph, okay? Again, here are some signal words that will help identify there. And this is kind of thorough. It's more than the basic 2 or 3 words. So that's why I will be sending this out to you. And then you have another one, problem and solution. It's not the same as cause and effect. That means that you're going to state a particular problem or challenge, and then you're going to talk about the resolution, how it was resolved, okay? So you're going to state the problem, and then you're going to tell the solution or the resolution. And then here are some typical signal words which I need you to see. And then spatial order is just like it says, you're in a room and items are placed around the room. You outside, that's up, down, near the bottom, to the left, far, etc. Just like it says, spatial is like a wide open space and things are placed within that location. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's easy to assess. And I'm going to give you a quiz. I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to give you a quiz on these organizational patterns, so you need to be familiar with it, along with run-ons by Wednesday. And you know, we moving and we keeping it moving, and I want you to learn these skills. So I'm telling you in advance, so you won't come to class and say, oh my God, Dr. Wilson is giving us a quiz. I didn't know that. I didn't prepare. Please prepare. That's why I'm going to send this to you. So that's spatial order. It's going to be a question. I'm going to give you an example of what this organizational pattern is, and you're just going to have to identify what it is. That's all. It's not hard. Definition and example. Definition is just what it says. You know, in some of your books, when you're reading, just like this one, they put the examples of key terms in bold print, and they say, and this means, or for instance, or this refers to. Well, the definition paragraph is when you're going to define a term in context that you're talking about, and you usually do that by putting it in bold print or what have you. So that's good. And then the other one is called example of explanation. And the explanation means you are giving an example of whatever it is you're talking about. You are explaining what it is, okay? And then we have summary. We know what a summary is, of course. A summary is a shortened version, a concise version of a passage, okay, or a section in your book. You're saying the same thing, you're getting the gist, the most salient information, the most important information, but you are condensing it in fewer words, but you're still maintaining the meaning of what it is. And then you have something called generalization and example, which is the same thing. They said illustration. They give you a general statement followed by examples, the same thing. So those are close. And here are the words that they use, as you heard me say, like, for example, for instance, this refers to such as. So that means you are explaining something. And of course, you hear this one, description. That's easy. Description, you use very vivid words to describe a noun or pronoun, okay? Sensory terms, this refers to the sensory part, you know, that we're talking about, okay? So it says it uses words to show size and shape and color and thickness and length and feelings, your sensory terms that refers to the 5 senses, okay? So I'm going to send this to you via email. And I do want you to take the time to study it. I may send you a couple because I have another one that I like as well, but I like this one better. But that's covering what you're going to be talking about in chapter 6. But you already have an idea of these organizational patterns because you've been taking classes, and all of your textbooks that you have encountered have some sort of organizational pattern in it at one point or another that you use to get the most important information. So let me go and explain again for Atia what this quiz is going to be about. So, and then I'm going to let you study, or whether you got a few minutes. But it's 20 questions. Actually, it's 10 questions. And what it asks you to do is you're going to read the sentence. And let me give you some tips now so you won't make these mistakes. First, you're going to read the sentence, and I'm going to ask you to identify the subject, which is a noun or a pronoun. We already learned that in the parts of speech. And then I'm going to ask you to go back and read the same sentence again and identify the verb, or it says predicate. We know that predicate and verb is the same thing. I also want to call your attention to this, and I have to be very, very strict on this. If the subject is at the beginning of the sentence, then what must it start with? Natia.
You said
Natia. If the subject of the sentence is at the beginning of the sentence, what must it begin with? What must it have?
A capital letter.
Please remember that, because I made case sensitive this time, because I remember that some of you said, well, Doc, I didn't know that it was case sensitive, because I assumed again that you should have the requisite knowledge to know, heck, you've been in school 13 years, you have never seen a sentence that has not begun with a capital letter. That is the basic rule of English. But I thought I would repeat that, so nobody would say, dang, Doc, I got it wrong because I got a small letter. Yes, you will. I made it case sensitive. Please, if the subject is at the beginning of the sentence, doggone it, make it a capital letter. Otherwise, you will get it wrong. Second thing that you learned already is that you can have a compound sentence and a compound verb, right? Is that right, Elena?
Yes.
And how do you know that it's compound? Because you're going to see what in the middle somewhere in that sentence. Araya, what you going to see? A fanboy. A fanboy like Ann. So if I said Jack and Jill went up the hill, the compound subject is Jack and Jill. But for your answer, you just put Jack space Jill. No commas. I'm telling you now, don't put any commas or thing. If it's two words, if you have a compound subject, put both words with one space. So if it's two words, it will be Jack space Jill. Everybody got it? No commas, no periods, no semicolon, just the two words in the order that you find it in the sentence. Okay, so I want to make sure that also we talked about linking verbs like the be verbs and have verbs, and we learned that already, like can show, can occur. If it's a linking verb, you have to put both. Okay? Or have, you got to put them both. So please remember your linking verbs there. It's the have or the be verbs. So if you see have or had, hint, hint, then it will be have been, have seen, that kind of thing. You have to make sure you get them both. It's the can, like would, have, can, should. Got to remember that. Let me see. So that's basically what it is. You're going to identify the subject, which always is a noun or a pronoun, and then you're going to go back and read the same sentence and type the verb. If the verb is or was or that type of thing, that's all you got to do. It is easy.
No commas, right?
No commas. You're right. Don't put any commas.
See, that's where I be messing up at. I be always putting commas, stuff like that.
Well, please don't put any punctuation.
Okay.
No punctuation. And the verbs, for the most part, is just going to be one word, except the ones that can and should and have. Pay attention to that and write that down. Okay? And if it's a compound subject, it will have the and in there somewhere. So you put both of those terms, but no comma. So it's going to show up at 12:30. I think I gave you 25 minutes. It's only 20 because it's really easy. You'll probably finish before then. So as soon as you finish, you are dismissed from class, of course. And then everybody should be familiar with your homework, whatever you start on, whatever your regimen is. Do what you do as long as you get it all done. And I'll try to make an effort to go in and check your videos so you'll have those points showing on your record, okay? Because everything else I give is automatically graded by Blackboard. That's why I take the time to type it. But good luck, everybody, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. And you all communicate with each other, John. Help them out. Araya, Elena, Natia, you all get together and make sure that you understanding this information. Help her out. All four of you should be passing this class. I am going to leave so you can relax and go to quizzes and exams, okay? It's going to show up at 12:30 and you have 25 minutes. So that means until the end of class, which is 12:55. But I'm sure you'll probably finish it before that because it's easy. All right, I'll see everybody Wednesday.
Y'all want to stay on just in case?
Yeah.
Sure.
Should we ask Araya if she wants to come back?
Yeah.
That wasn't Araya, that was Elena.
Elena, yeah. I'm seeing like everything's like popping in and out for everybody.
Yeah.
Should we start now or wait a few more minutes?
We can start. I'm ready.
I mean, we got half an hour to do it.
We can start.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start.
Ready to get it over with.
Would it be Mongolian disease?
Minute. I can't even say that.
I'm going to call it the M disease. Because I think
It's
that's
to
the main
identify the
subject.
subject and the predicate.
This one just says state the subject right now.
It's both. This is the subject and the predicate. She said we do both. You ain't here?
Yeah, but I think like question 1 will be state the subject, question 2 will be state the predicate. It was like that on one
This
of
is
the tests.
exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He says
Are you
one thing,
sure?
this says
Because
the
if
other.
she just told us to do both right next to each other, are you sure?
We don't know. Like, this is exactly what we're talking about in class. She says one thing, this says the other, and then it just gets confusing.
Yeah, because it says 20 questions, even though she said 10. So it's got to be like that. I'll go ahead and type it in first. I'll say Mongolial disease, because I think that's the subject.
I think it's the subject too, and I don't exactly think there's a predicate or a verb in here.
Yep. The question 2 is
Risk?
says, state the verb now. And it's the same sentence.
So is it risk?
Yeah, because it's the state of
Risk
being.
would risk technically be a verb? It's
Or is it R?
I mean, the definition of a verb is a verb indicating the action or doing things. So,
Right.
well, yeah, but
That's why I
it
said
depends
risk.
on how you say it.
yeah.
This would be more like a noun in this one. Risk would be more like a noun for this one.
No, because a risk is a person, place, thing, or feeling. Like, you're not feeling at risk, it is the risk. Like, you're not feeling
Well, yeah,
low. Like, it's like certain people are lonely. Lonely would be the noun.
but this can be a noun and a verb. Like the way they're using it in this sentence,
Exactly.
it's more like a
Like
possibility or something like
some
that.
like John took a risk. Like you
Yeah.
that's the action, like you did something.
But I think that would be an action still, too.
So what do you think? Is it the verb is R? Like cause I mean that could be used as a verb too. I don't know. I'm just over it.
I got a list of possible like things. Possible such verbs include kill, eat, ride, play, jump, type, order, buy, collect, exercise, ram. Those are all verbs.
So what's the verb for question 2?
I still think risk.
Yeah.
So are we putting both words? I'm so confused.
It should be just
No,
one.
we just put risk, I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Because I think R is just an
She said not to
adjective.
put any commas between this, right?
Yeah, just space it.
Why would you be doing that right now? You only putting a verb right there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be you putting 2 words right there. She said only if it's a compound.
Like the next one is the state the complete subject of the sentence.
Okay, so I think in the first one you just put subject. Because the second question, yeah, like you said, the second question states the verb. So I guess do the verb in this one,
Yep.
and then the next question,
It's now
um,
saying state the complete subject of the sentence. Mongolial disease is more
complete.
commonly diagnosed among infants, adolescents, and young adults.
So
State the complete subject. What's the main subject?
Meningeal, whatever it's called, disease.
that disease.
I'm calling it Mongolial.
I'm just gonna say M. Okay, that disease is more commonly diagnosed among infants and adolescents.
Yeah, because they're describing it. I think.
So it would be the the disease.
Yeah. Now
Wait,
it's.
what?
Which one are you lost at?
Where are we at? Are we still on question 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still on question 3.
So we put meningeal disease, right? Or just disease.
We're.
I think it would be both words because it's that certain kind of
Yeah, that's
disease.
why I put both words, but I just heard you say disease, so that's why I was
Because
confused.
we can't pronounce the first half, the M.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm
Because
just over
I'm
it.
treating it
Yeah.
like how you say the White House. You know, that's a state of being. That's a noun. That's a place.
We don't have to put no commas, right?
No commas. Do
No.
not put any commas.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just making sure because this is ridiculous.
And now the next one,
Oh,
and
go ahead.
question 4 is state the verb of that same sentence.
Frequently?
I'm torn
Would that
between
be
frequently or
frequently or would it be
diagnosed.
diagnosed?
Yeah, maybe it's diagnosed.
Because it's a state of being. It's an action. You're diagnosing all these people.
Right. So it's diagnosed.
But frequently would be an adverb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that
what I
would
was.
be an
That's why I was
adverb.
like, yeah, it's not that one.
So it must be diagnosed.
Yeah.
State the simple subject of the sentence.
Infectious disease tend to spread wherever a large group of people gather together. Okay, I think now everything's about this disease. Like, now they're talking about a different disease. Infectious, I think, is the simple subject.
Infectious?
Yeah, the first word. Like, dropping the disease part, because I think now you're just acknowledging it. It's like saying Ebola disease tend to spread. Like, everybody knows what Ebola is, or coronavirus.
Well, let's see. A simple subject. It says that a simple subject is a noun or pronoun all by itself. So would that be a noun or pronoun all by itself?
What I'm thinking is just dropping the disease part and just say infectious. Because that's a thing. You know, it's like saying common cold tend to spread throughout the large group of people. That is a physical thing.
So are we capitalizing this or just no?
Yes, capitalize.
Okay.
Now, what do you think?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, y'all said it was just infectious or infectious diseases. Which one?
Well, he said infectious, and I said that a simple subject has to be a noun or pronoun by itself.
Right.
I don't know.
She,
I'm not the person that asked for this. I'm
I
not
think
really
it's
sure.
diseases because she did say that. She kept saying it has to be a noun or a pronoun. She kept saying it.
Yeah, but I
She
think
kept
And
saying it.
infectious is describing the disease.
okay, let's just
Right.
take a second to think about this 1 second.
Yeah.
Just 1 second.
It's describing the disease, but what is
Infectious is an
the sentence
adjective.
about? Diseases, right?
To me,
Infectious is an adjective.
Overall,
So
infectious is it's describing it. That's not a that's
okay.
more what an adverb.
Okay. I was treating like
maybe
infectious like
it'd
it's
be
a
more
noun.
like
Like it's
spread or something. Tend to spread wherever. This one is throwing us for a loop.
here's how, because I'm treating infectious like it's a noun. Like it's like you can replace the word with like, I don't know, what was an bubonic plague disease tend to spread. You know, I'm replacing that same. I'm treating it like it's a noun. And I think I should. I think it's an adjective because it's saying infectious diseases. I think diseases is the noun.
Yeah, let's just go with diseases because we wasted like 5 minutes on that
Yeah.
question.
That's what I said. Diseases. So.
Yeah.
Okay, diseases. Question 6 now.
Say the verb. The verb.
It's a
Spread.
verb in the sentence. Okay,
Spread.
that could be spread.
Spread.
Yeah.
Spread. Or is it gather?
Probably
No.
spread.
I already said
Who
Yeah.
knows? Me too. Okay, state the subject of the sentence. Outbreaks of that disease have been reported from college campuses during the last several years.
Meningolial. I think
Okay,
that's the actual like state of the subject. It's tough because I don't recognize that word.
it either be outbreaks or that disease. It's one of those.
I think it's the actual
Yeah.
like name of the disease.
Wouldn't outbreaks be more of a verb?
Yeah, because it's
um,
just like the sentence of coronavirus was an outbreak.
it's a noun.
Outbreak?
Yeah, because it's a
Outbreak?
thing.
That's an action, though.
Outbreak.
It's showing that you're doing something.
Yeah,
It's
like
doing something. How is that a noun?
just like for instance, if you said the sentence of the coronavirus was an outbreak, coronavirus would be the noun, and I think outbreak would be the verb.
I'm just going by what the dictionary says.
Yeah. Alright.
So which one is it? I'm just.
I think
So we
it's
putting the disease again
yeah.
for 7.
I'm not putting the
Okay.
disease
Yes,
after
disease
it,
or the
but
whole
just
thing.
I'm just saying the name of the disease.
So you put the word whatever it's called,
Yeah.
and then you put disease, right? You put the whole thing. That's what I'm saying.
I did not put disease.
So you just put the name. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think it's describing the disease, saying it's a disease.
All right.
And now we gotta find the verb.
Outbreaks, right? Or see,
Or to
this
get slash verb of the sentence.
is.
Yeah, I would say it's outbreak.
But they got the word reported.
Yeah, that would count too.
It was like, bro, come on.
Can it have two verbs in a sentence like this?
She said it will only have one verb. She said the only ones that's gonna have 2 words is the compound sentences.
Yeah, and this is a compound.
So it do
Okay,
that.
let's see. Okay, we know reported is a verb.
Gotta be
So
reported.
is it outbreak and reported, or
Would it be an adjective?
I would say outbreak is the adjective.
But it's not describing anything.
right?
Oh yeah. Then would report be the adjective? Because it's report. It's a state of doing.
Report can count as a verb or noun. It's probably reported.
So you say reported.
That's what I think.
All right.
And that's for number 8, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Number 9 is state the subject in the sentence. Mongolial disease is spread from person to person by exchanging respiratory and throat sensations. Secretary.
It makes me feel like we're not doing this. Is every subject and verb going to be the same disease over and over again? We're going to put this answer down like 3 times.
Yeah. But it's the main subject. It's the main topic of the sentence.
I guess so. This better be right. After all this thinking we're going to put into this.
I know.
Okay, that disease, whatever it is number, is
Number
question 9. Okay.
And the verb spread or exchanging.
Let's see. It is a verb, and what else did you say?
I said it's
Exchanging?
either spread or exchanging.
Let's see. Well, exchange can be a noun and a verb. Spread. Still a verb. Spread, exchanging, kind of the same. I don't know. It could be either.
I would say it's more exchanging because it's what the main subject is doing. It's being exchanged through people.
Well, if it's the main subject was disease, wouldn't it be spread because the disease is spreading?
Yeah. This actually might be a compound because it sounds to me like you could probably put a comma right before by, couldn't you? Because you could easily make this into a
Is it
sentence.
spread person by person by exchanging? Could that part be a sentence by itself? Is
Mongolia
a person
Mongolian
that part
disease is.
the other part by exchanging respiratory and throat, whatever that word is?
That's what I'm thinking. Because remember fanboy? No,
Mm-hmm.
that has to be but, not by.
So which one is it? I'm just over it.
I'm looking at the
This
time on
one
my
ain't no
phone.
I
We
know,
got 7
everybody just
minutes.
say, we only got 7 minutes left. Everybody say what you think it is, and we'll go with that.
I say spread.
Okay, so what is it? Spread.
Sure.
I guess spread. At least ask us a different question. State the subject of the sentence.
Meningitis.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. State the verb. Infection or often.
Let's see. Verb. Would that technically? It doesn't really sound like a verb.
What?
Often, it's an adverb.
Oh, it's results.
Is it result?
Yeah, it's results. I had a brain fart. It's results.
As the verb.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only one that makes sense, so I guess so.
Number 13.
Mongolial Memphis.
Oh my god.
I would say that whole thing. First 2 words.
Go hot. I've never heard that.
I think it's the actual like medical definition like of a word. Like you know how people say, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's STD," instead of saying what the actual
Okay,
thing.
here go
Mm.
one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's 2 verbs right here.
All right.
Serious and fatal, right?
That's the only ones I could think of.
Would it be serious and then comma fatal, right?
No comma,
No comma.
just a space.
Okay.
Did you say serious
Serious.
and fatal?
Yes.
Because fatal, that does sound
No.
Serious is
This
an
is a
adjective.
compound. This is a compound. Yes, it is. But she said, remember, she said the ones that, are y'all sure? Because she said something about the ones that say can be. Remember, she said something like that?
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
like, have been, can
After the word
been, will
serious.
be.
Yeah, it could be.
Huh?
Can
After
be.
the word serious, it doesn't sound right.
It has to be can be fatal.
That would make sense since there's no comma, and why we have 2 spaces.
Yeah, and serious wouldn't really count as a verb.
And it's an
It
action.
would just be
Fatal.
can be fatal. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I
She
think.
remember she said something about that earlier. She said have been, would be, should be. She said something about that. She said put both the words, right?
Yeah. So it gotta be can be.
Oh, are we?
I think so. I think you're right. Because it's a state
So is
of
it just
action.
can be
Yes,
or is
no.
it can be fatal?
It's got no, because you only got two spaces. Fatal is an action, or not an action.
Oh,
It's
right.
a state of doing. So can be is an action. You know, being shot can be. It's an action.
Right.
of being-
Exactly.
yeah.
You're right.
So it's
Yep.
gotta be.
Yep.
Can
So
be.
it's
All I
can be.
know is that
Yep,
serious,
can be.
fatal, and every other word can't be a verb, so maybe it is can be.
I think it's. only
Yep, that
can
was
be.
right, John. The way you described it, it made more sense.
Yeah.
When you said it like that, when you said, yeah. Take the subject of the sentence.
So can be.
Yep.
In fatal cases, deaths can occur as little as a few hours. Fatal cases.
It's gotta be one word.
Or the death.
Cases.
Deaths. It gotta be
Probably
deaths.
deaths.
Is that a
Because
state
they're
of-
talking about deaths and disease.
Yeah, because it's talking about deaths, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it that or is it fatal cases?
It's gotta be one
Well,
word.
it looks like it's just one word.
I think it's
Yeah.
deaths.
Death is a noun, and noun is a thing. I guess it can be a subject.
Well, subject is a noun, and a noun is person, place, thing, or a feeling.
And death is a
Oh
state
my
of
god, we
something.
got so many.
Okay, let's go with death.
All right. Remember capitalizer D.
State the
Oh my god.
predicate of the sentence.
Occur.
Is it occur? Yeah, I'm putting occur.
Can occur. Occur.
I think it's just
It
occur.
can be an action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Okay. 17.
State the subject of the sentence. In non-fatal cases, permanent disabilities can include
Hearing loss and
probably
brain damage.
disabilities.
Is that a person, place, thing, or a feeling?
It would be a noun.
That's what I'm.
So it's disabilities
I guess so.
or permanent disability?
Well, it's one word, so
Okay, yeah.
probably
I'm sorry.
disability. That's fine. Let's see what's next. State the complete predicate in the sentence. Okay, complete predicate includes the verb and other words that tell the subject
So
what the subject
permanent
is or what the subject does.
what is it?
Um,
Can include?
I would say
No,
just
no, one word.
Yeah, maybe just include.
Which one is it?
Maybe just
Okay.
include.
All right. Thank you.
That's my only guess because it's an action. You're including it.
Okay, number 19. The best defense is to consider for avoiding to get the meningitis vaccine.
The subject is it. Maybe it's vaccine because it's the only
No.
way. It's the way you can avoid it. I don't know.
I think it's
No.
Melnick.
Maybe defense.
No, it's the word
You think it's what,
Meningitis?
John?
I think it's the meningitis because it's saying to avoid meningitis.
Yeah,
like-
that's what I think too. That's what I was
yeah,
about to say.
because that's the main
Meningitis.
subject of it.
Oh my god. It ended.
What did you get? Did everybody's end?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put in avoiding because I just took a fucking guess. 45.
I got a 40.
I wonder if the first half, you know how we kept on putting diseases, that could have hurt us. You know, we kept on.
That's
saying,
what I'm
That's
thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I kept. Like, I don't know. I'm just
I got
over it.
50. This wasn't even out of 100.